Fantastic. Just going to give it a minute. Hello, Aaron. And this Katniss. Hello, hello, hello. Wow, 10 people here already. Cool. Well, I'll just get going then. Welcome to Housatonic.live, 2:31 p.m. on Thursday, January 8th, 2026. This is a analysis and archival channel inspired many years ago now by someone who was one day in his living room pondering, along with his wife, why the fatal drug overdose epidemic in the United States was not getting more visibility back at that time. And since then, it's only gotten more costly and much worse. And you can see the other shows to get a better overview of the channel. So something that I need to do every year is I need to do an audit of my channel. Of my business. I need to go through all the expenses, and I need to figure out where the wastage is. If anyone out there if you have a hobby, if you are in the business of doing research and archival analysis yourself, especially in the modern day with so many subscription accounts online and the frequency with which you probably purchase things online, what will happen with almost without fail is you will subscribe to something and forget about it. It happens a lot. Hello, Shimmer. And one of the benefits of me doing an annual audit is I have to go through line by line all my credit cards and my PayPal, my checking account, and find out where all the expenses are. And, especially being responsible for the fact that, people will donate $5 a month or $10 a month or $20 a month or sometimes even a little bit more, or sometimes they'll send in checks. It makes it sound like it's raining money. Trust me, it's not. What I'm trying to show is that the fact that that's an issue here, but the fact that is a lot of money as far as fixed expenses go for many people. I have to be I'm responsible for all of that wastage, and identified quite a few dollars just in the last audit. I signed up for this voice augmentation software that I thought was $4 to buy it, and it wound up being a recurring cost. There was another music service that I had used once. I didn't know it was on there. I had used this thing called Magster, and I just spent like several hours communicating with them back and forth to quit them. Epoch Times I was still paying for. I didn't need that. You just have to do the whole workup, and it takes days, really. And one of the reasons why I communicate this is, of course, so you know where the money goes. But also, what I'm doing right now is something that you should feel everyone else who you would consider to be a peer of mine or doing something similar should be doing. Everyone should have days where they say, I can't stream. I can't make a blog post because I need to go through my receipts. Wait. 1 second here. I just got a message. I just want to check something out here. They should be able to communicate like their receipts. Why doesn't anyone else talk about this? When was the last time Whitney Webb said, I can't be a guest today. I have so many receipts from all of the subscriptions I have. I need to figure out where the bleeding is. No one else talks about it. And it gives me the impression that most of the other channels that we think are independent are actually just given PayPal accounts, and they're just told to go at it. And that's it. They behave as if what I'm doing right here is something that they don't have to do. That's kind of the point. I know that Jonathan Cooey struggles with this as well. Now, the nature of what he does is he has some types of expenses which are more, for example, the purchases of older books, and he has a few less expenses when it comes down to maybe newspaper subscriptions. So we have a few things which are different, but just the same. There's a lot of other expenses. And then you have to figure out, well, how do we amortize the cost of equipment? How much does that factor in? As far as I know, Mark Kulak, Housatonic.live, brought out by Housatonic Information Technology Services, is the only broadcasting channel. It's the only, or I should say, this is the only podcast. Remember, I'm not really a podcaster. I'm podcasting now, but I'm an analyst and an archivist, researcher who knows how to broadcast, who knows how to teach, and who knows how to present. This is just sort of a little bit of a value add to the core of the job and the core of my output. As far as I know, my archival and analysis channel, my archival and analysis site, and this broadcast, this podcast, is the only one on the internet that has its full expenses publicly available. The only one. Did you know that? Everyone else is private. And I want you to keep in mind that the only channel that has all of their expenses 100% public, and it's updated every year, the only one in the world that I know of on the internet, is also the only one that will actually review their expenses and highlight to you that nobody else needs to do this, apparently. That should really make you scratch your head. Why do other channels not need to do this? Either they are so incredibly talented and so hardworking that they have so much, amphetamines, that they just don't need to take a break to do it, or it's being done for them. It's one or the other. Or it's done for them in a way where they don't even know that it's happening. You see? You see it. You should see this. This is so important. And I'm proud to do it. I'm just going to review it quickly right now. Some of the changes, at least for this year. So I keep an expense sheet online. It's being cleaned up right now. I have a new one in progress for 2026. And I see a couple people just left, probably because, I don't know, you want to hear the latest dirt about Erica Kirk or something. Whatever. Sorry, this is not that. This is not a channel for you. You're a very little and infantile person, and you're not ready to handle, grown-up work where you actually have to make it work on your own without an adult to have you on a leash and tell you what to do. So if you go to, and I'm not going to show it right now because the new one is in progress right now. The total number of annual expenses that I have. Annual expenses. See here, I'm going to have to move a couple screens around here. 1 second here. A couple people came back. Maybe they are ready to handle the grown-up work. We have $1,733 of monthly expenses. That $1,733 approximately of monthly expenses includes, and I'll just walk down the list, okay? Ancestry.com. It includes PeerTube hosting. It includes fiber optic to the house. Whitepages.com lookup services. It includes iCloud backup space, YouTube premium payment, Apple TV. It also, did I include that twice? Oh, no. Yeah. It also includes a booster account for newspapers.com. It includes 4 Google Office accounts, Zoom Professional, Adobe PDF. It includes a service, a monthly service, which I can use to back up my site to PDFs. It includes an online research service called Scribd. It includes $28 a month for my P.O. box. Includes TechSmith, which is a screen capture service. I provide some support to Jonathan Cooey because he hosts some of my videos in his stream.gigaom.bio site. It includes a premium payment to Rumble. It includes several, actually a couple dozen right now, DNS accounts, which are being handled mostly by GoDaddy. It includes, and this is the one I'm on the fence about right now, a $40 a month payment to BitChute to be one of their platinum members. But I don't know if I'm getting enough return on investment on that. I may drop that. It includes Render Forest, New York Times subscription, Wall Street Journal subscription, various other Mac-based services. It includes an Audible account, other DNS registrations. It includes a monthly fee for right now a 4 terabyte USB drive for monthly backups. It includes some amount allocated per month for the purchases of magazines, for the purchases of books online, for the purchases of photos online, plus right now an estimated $437 a month, which is actually not even the full cost. I'm marking it down to 2/3. So it really should be about $700 a month for hardware. Now, that is an amortized value. This last year, I spent very little on hardware, but when it comes time for the MacBook Pro to be replaced, trust me, that's $5,000. Screens cost money, wires cost money, mixers cost money, monitor mounts cost money, bookshelves cost money, drawers cost money. All of this stuff costs money. Battery backups cost money. Switches cost money. Cameras cost money. Mics cost money. Mic stands cost money. Headphones cost money. Extra cameras cost money, and so on and so forth. And I could probably save some money off of that, but I'm not that great or patient enough to use all of the available services such as Craigslist or Facebook. I've gotten some things for free and on discount. As you can see, I built my own mic stand. But this is just a review here. So right now we are looking at about, for the year 2026, $1,733 a month in expenses. And again, there's amortized costs built in there. So $1,733 is how much I would need to bring in through mail, P.O. Box, cash, Patreon, and PayPal to have no income. Now, in reality, I'm spending more than that because there are other things which I have purchased, electrical costs, other overhead, etc., which aren't really factored in that. Also, that leaves me with no paying job and no health insurance. That's just flatline, $1,733. Now, I reviewed it, and last year I was looking at $1,820 per month. So I managed to cut down almost $100 a month by a couple of things which I've dropped so far. I'm dropping Twitter Premium. Not going to be paying for Twitter Premium anymore. I let you know earlier I had a little bit of bleeding going on with something called Magster. I had an Epoch Times account that I don't need anymore. I cut down one of the unnecessary business accounts on Google. Actually, I cut down 2. I had 6. I cut it down to 4. I might be able to cut down a third, but I'm going to have to deal with a lot of permission changes and swapping ownership within my Google accounts. And there's a couple of other things that I cleaned up in there as well that I went over earlier. And I don't have the final spreadsheet ready, but you can tell if you ever went to Housatonicits.com or Housatonic.live, you'll notice there's a budget tab, and this is all kept in an online Google sheet. It's publicly visible. Again, as far as I know, I am the only person with a podcast on the internet, the only, out of thousands. The only one that keeps all of their expenses public. I'm going to say it one more time because I think that is such an awesome point. It deserves to be said and heard many times. As far as I know, I am the only channel, the only podcast, the only researcher and analyst on the entire internet that keeps all of their expenses 100% public. The only one. Now, of course, you'll have to use your imagination to figure out, how much would I actually need if I wanted a paying job? How much does it cost to cover between Social Security and health insurance? I would not only need to make $1,733 a month to cover that stuff, See, so $1,733. So that's basically 20-something thousand a year, at least. I need just to cover fixed expenses, $21,000 a year. Health insurance, as you know, in the United States of America, if you want to do the whole out-of-pocket thing, is about $2,000 a month. That would be an additional $2,000 a month if I wanted to buy my own health insurance, at least, within the United States. Obviously, I'm not able to do that. And any income on top of that, there's going to be various employment taxes as well as Social Security taxes and other fees which will be associated with that. I also have not included any lawyer fees that go along with this. I just realized that. Lawyer fees, business, and all of those expense fees, accounting fees, tax filing fees, none of that stuff has been factored into this stuff either. I also am one of the only people that you probably ever known and that I know of who will take time, maybe a couple days a year to just do a stream, to just talk about the numbers. I know this is boring, but how do you think that people who could work professionally, like I could just get a job at a tech company right now, keep my mouth shut, do what they tell me to do, and the money would be pretty good. I would probably, I would have to feign happiness, but the money would be fine, and they would cover expenses, and they would let me make a retirement contribution. All that stuff would just be taken care of. How can there be so many people who seem so comfortable with forfeiting a full salary and all their insurance, plus have no problem covering all of their expenses? How could that possibly happen? Unless you consider the possibility that most of what you see and think are independent people are not independent. YouTube was not made by independent people. YouTube's core engine traces back to probably some work which was done by the United States government somewhere. And then more intellectual property was added to it, and it's been opened up since then. YouTube is the control grid. YouTube was made by the United States government and made by the exact control system that wants to control what you think and what you hear and what decisions you make. YouTube is. Do you really think that all of the work has been done to make YouTube and make YouTube freely available to you so that people can just wander into YouTube and mess it all up? Trust me, the amount of additional money which has been spent for an army of several hundred people, which apparently seem to be disorganized and independent and disheveled, is very little compared to the amount of money which was required to make YouTube in the first place. They're just the decorations. They are just the preloaded programs. So when you go to YouTube and you can watch the latest Alex Jones or whatever, I promise you, they made those too. They are in control of those too. No wonder why all of these shows, YouTube, you have no idea how much YouTube costs. I don't even know how much YouTube costs to run. But just like you don't know how much YouTube costs to run, you don't really know how much InfoWars costs to run. Nor do you really know how much it costs to run Redacted or any of the other several hundred pre-packaged programs. How much do they get paid? Who pays them? Who covers their New York Times and Washington Post and Wall Street Journal and Ancestry.com expenses? Do they go with the premium whitepages.com account, or do they do the baseline plus they pay for additional credits? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? They don't share it. They don't share it. So this is what I think Jonathan Cooey of GigaHome has been trying to communicate. We are up against everything that we thought we were up against independently is already also part of the machine. And what needs to happen is people need to somehow, there needs to be, how many people do you think could do what I've been doing for as long as I've done it? Very few. Most people, first of all, wouldn't have had the passion to do it. We were motivated by life and death situation, and it actually resulted in death. I'm motivated by being the single person to represent the largest loss of life event in the last 150 years of U.S. history, basically ever since the Civil War, and that is the drug epidemic in the United States of America, which no one else wants to talk about. You know why? Because they are paid not to talk about it. They are paid to have all of their little, nickel and dime expenses taken care of. It's all done for them. They don't need to think about it. They don't need to worry about it. They just need to show up, make a podcast, blah, 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 chew up more airtime, talk about Candace Owens, get people riled up, say the liberals want to kill them or the conservatives want to kill them, keep people divided, and that's all they need to do. That's their job. Their job is not to is to do enough so that people believe that they're real, so that people pay attention to those other accounts. But never ask, how do you manage your budget? Anyways, I'm working on this budget right now. I mean, this is just, I go through all my expenses. This is half of them. I have about 50 to 60 different expenses, recurring expenses. Some of them are annually, some of them are monthly, some are weekly, and some are biannually, and some I need to amortize. So all of this is in addition to what we work on here. Now, I've showed you this before. This binder right here, and I had to spend money to buy custom 6-inch binders. I shouldn't say custom. They're just hard to find. This is, as far as I know, the only publicly available in the sense that it's all been scanned in, collection of all 25 episodes of Talk Magazine. This was episode 1. Issue 1 came out in 1999. The last one was in February 2002 with Sean Penn on the cover. Sponsored by MGM, sponsored really by Miramax, I should say. I didn't mean MGM. Miramax, Harvey Weinstein with Tucker Carlson. I've learned by knowledge of this magazine, Talk, I've been able to understand Candace Owens in a way better than anyone else has. Because this is the network that gave her a boost. This globalist DNC network, which is deeply tied in with Hollywood. It's also given me a tremendous amount of information about 9/11. Now, I might have overpaid for some of these magazines. I think the total cost of all of 25 episodes, plus shipping, I think I probably spent about $400, maybe $500. If I were to bill myself at $20 an hour of shopping time, organization time, scanning time, that means that this binder right here is worth at least $2,000 of work. At least. Now, I know no one will ever pay it, but I'm just letting you know it's out there. I've assembled a single PDF zip file so that you can go to the books tab on any page and you can download the full PDF, or I should say the PDF archive, and get all 25 episodes. All scanned in, all character recognized. Oh, hear that thing. That's a heavy binder. Or you can just go to the Talk page. Now, that's just one example of one book, of one binder. That was one of my larger projects, but it's just one example. And that represents things which that's also kind of built into the budget as well. That's kind of built into the budget as well. Again, I have about $50 a month or so, I think, allocated for books, and another 20 or 30 for magazines and photos. Now I need to figure out whether or not I want to sell it or not. Hello, Subi, how you doing? So what we're doing right now is just kind of like a low-key update stream. I just wanted to go over some numbers. Just wanted to go over what I've been doing the last couple of days. Now, we have to have some conversations in the family. How many more years can my family? And, oh, by the way, I wanted to give I don't have the name. Someone made a very nice contribution on PayPal. I have to say the name right now. If Christy is in the chat, Christy's always been there for me. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, my good friend. And one second here. And hopefully you don't mind your name being said. Of course, thank you, T, for your regular support. And, oh, gosh darn it, where is it? Come on, I know there's a name in there. Huh. Oh, sorry, wrong. Mora. If you're out there, Mora, thank you so much. I'm on January 1st. I think between Mora and Christy this past month, you kept me skipping along. Thank you so much. Yeah. So what else? I did a video a few days ago, actually about 12 days ago, and I sarcastically titled it "Record-Breaking Growth of Number of Subscribers." The rate at which I'm getting subscribers, new subscribers on YouTube, is so low that at that time I had 2,130 subscribers. That at the pace that I was gaining subscribers, which was about 15 a month, whatever it was, I would hit 10,000 subscribers by the year 2060. Now, I joked that 2060 is right around the day where if I live an average lifespan, I'll be dying. So I don't know if I will hit 10,000 subscribers before I die. Now, of course, this is joke, right? Now, there's some newer channels that have popped up, like Patriotic Housewife, that do absolutely nothing but they didn't even exist 3 months ago, and all they do is insinuate that Erica Kirk killed her husband. That's the whole point of their channel. That's it. They have no archive. They have nothing else to offer, and they are already pushing 50,000 subscribers. So they went from 0 to 50,000 over 3 months, and can regularly get 2,000 concurrent live viewers on YouTube. And all they do is talk about how Erica Kirk might have killed her husband. Now, they don't say it. They just say, well, she's acting strange, and this is strange, and that's strange. And, oh, I didn't say she killed him. I just said that everything's strange, and if she did kill him, it looked like she killed him, and this and that. It's just throwing fire onto the whole Candace Owens catastrophe, which I'm not going to talk about here because this is a boring update stream. The point, though, is since my sarcastic video that I would hit 10,000 subscribers by the year 2060, my subscriber rate has dropped. And in fact, right now, I think the revised projections are I will hit 10,000 subscribers probably closer to the year 2070. So it might take me 10 more years to get to 10,000 subscribers because of the reduction in subscribers. Basically, I've gained no subscribers right now for 2 weeks. Excuse me. I have lost subscribers over the last 2 weeks on YouTube. That is remarkable. So somehow, not only am I not, but people are unsubscribing. I very seldom unsubscribe from anything unless someone is constantly coming out with videos that I don't want. And I mean constantly. Sometimes you'll follow a channel because, you like one of their clips, you like one of their videos, and you don't care for the next few, but okay, whatever, right? You figure maybe eventually they'll come around. Mine's actually gone down. It's awesome. No, she doesn't know how to answer it. She doesn't get it, Depth. She doesn't get it. I'm glad you saw that. She doesn't know how to answer it. I'm not sure in all fairness, I'm not sure she knows. 5 years ago, if I were in a situation where suddenly I was given a microphone and I had explosive subscriber growth, I wouldn't have asked any questions either. I would have just said, well, I guess I'm doing the right thing. I guess the system kind of works. So she may not know. It's easier to be convincing if you don't know the whole story, if you don't know the script. So I don't know where she came from. I don't know how she got picked. I guess it goes to show how weak the conservative population is, apparently. I guess all you need to do is be a 30-something female with decent hair and call yourself a patriotic something or other. Boom. 1,000 subscribers on day one. And if you stream for a few hours, boom, now you're up to 50,000. It's that simple. That's all you need to do. You don't need anything else. Now, I suspect that she was really taken aback in a positive way, so proud of herself when she saw a super chat come in. So I don't think she really has a lot of experience. She was talking about how much she just spent on her microphone. Like she just bought her microphone. I have drawers of cables to get things to work right when things aren't working right. You reach a point where the cost of the microphone, trust me, is a very small in the grand scheme of things. This is just, what is this, a $150 microphone, something like that? Give or take. I could, there's more expensive microphones than this. This one is more than good enough. But the cost of in my whole set here, what I've spent on the microphone is a very small percentage of the cost. You wind up spending all kinds of all the different RCA cables and the different jacks and the different mixers and the different adapters to get it go into your USB devices, and the amount of money that you spend on the microphone is, again, it's not to brag, but it becomes a smaller and smaller percentage of it, of the overall cost. What's the caster's circuit? I don't know what the caster's circuit is. That's a funny one. I'm not familiar with that. They're jumping on the clip bond sites. Yeah, I don't know what exactly. All I can think of is the behavior of most other the people who are making most other channels matches individuals who don't have to worry about money. That's my point. I've seen days where I'd like to think that he's your friend too, Jonathan Cooey, is tough days about money. How is he going to pay rent? When he's got a family to raise. I mean, he's really thinking about all the dollars. And I see other people just talk for hours on end about nothing. And I mean nothing. Never having to take a day off to try to figure out why they're losing money on PayPal. That's what these papers represent. You can go back to the beginning. I'm going to finish up soon. You can go back to the beginning and you could listen to this stuff. I had in 2025, I had 6 Google business accounts. Now, I had a dedicated one for a calendar, which I'm not using, so I just deactivated that. I had an additional one for my Housatonic.live 3 YouTube channel, which has been turned off, so I just closed that one as well. Yesterday, I spent at least 2 hours, maybe more, trying to figure out how to get PayPal to stop charging me $13 a month. Actually, it's $14 a month for a YouTube Premium that was associated with one of my now closed Google accounts. I contact Google, and I can't figure it out. They can't help me because I don't know which account it's charged to. And if I go to PayPal, they won't tell me which Google account it's being associated with. So Google can't figure out the cost. PayPal can't figure out the cost. I just had to file a complaint with PayPal and tell them that it is an unapproved cost. So now every time I go into PayPal, I have to do an identity confirmation because they think my account's been hacked. Again, details that you probably don't care. It's, if you really want a big update on history or the state of analysis right now, this doesn't match. But I'm telling you, even if other channels, even if other people that you trust and invest in don't spend a lot of time or whole shows like this one doing some semblance of an overview of their expenses, at the very minimum, they should give you a belief or somehow relay that it's on their mind and it's something that they need to do. They don't have to show it to you, even though I know I am the only person that will show it. I'm the only channel in the world that has a full audit available. I'm the only channel in the world that has a full audit available. The only one. And it's been that way for several years right now. The only one. And I act in a way which reflects someone that's thinking about where the money is being spent. Now, if I had, I don't know, a lot of money coming in and I could hire an assistant, well, then I would behave in a way that is consistent with me not having to worry about it. But I don't. That doesn't happen. I thought that would have happened someday, but that's not happening. So I guess I could understand why, for example, a big channel like an Alex Jones doesn't have to talk about it, but you should see it from other channels. If they only have a few hundred or a few thousand subscribers, and if they can just keep going day after day after day, and if they act in a way which looks like someone that just has a PayPal, that just it all gets paid by some random person every month, they don't have to worry about it, you should be wondering, how is that possible? Who pays that? And remember, if we're broadcasting on YouTube, the billions and billions which have been spent on YouTube to make this infrastructure possible and to keep it running online and to keep it free, the amount of extra money which would need to be spent, maybe it's laundered to various means, to pay for a few hundred additional people to make a whole lot of noise about a whole lot of nothing and, pretend that they need your money through Patreons and PayPals and Buy Me a Coffee, but in reality, they never really seem to lose any sleep over it. Well, that's because that's just a little extra window dressing. They have to make the infrastructure so that it's possible to take your time. And then they make the channels, which I think they make them too, which you actually subscribe to, and which I spent thousands of hours of my life listening to as well, thinking that it was going to bring me somewhere, teach me something, I was going to connect with people, and it just never happened. Also, this is one of the reasons why the additional approximately $200 a month right now, which is being spent for the PayPal platform, I believe is a worthy investment. And there's a few other things I need to think about here. I may drop my sponsorship of BitChute. I'm still getting about anywhere between 12,000 to 18,000 views a month on BitChute. And again, I know my view count to the T. I'm the only channel out there which has never purchased a view. I've never purchased a subscriber. I never purchased a thumbs up. And I have a spreadsheet where I can tell you to a T exactly how many views I have gotten on 8 different platforms over 4.5 years right now. Nobody has that type of data on their channel. Nobody has that type of data on their channel and that level of transparency. Nobody. At least nobody has it more so. So I think that's enough. They pay people to make clips with targeted subjects he talked about. Yeah, I believe they do. Sometimes the clips help, sometimes they don't. Because if they can block videos, they can block clips too. I initially got, every once in a while, I'll get a little traction with a clip, but not really. It doesn't happen. I'm sorry, it just doesn't happen that way either. So I think that's enough. That's a quick video update. I hope you guys are well. Stay positive. Do not, what my wisdom of the day, don't get caught up in the urgency of any shooting in particular. Give it 24 hours. Give it 40 hours. Back away. Take a breath. Okay. Almost nothing good has ever come out of rash attacks with or attacks against these tragedies that happen. There's always misunderstandings. Just keep your cool. I don't know. I think that's enough for today. All right, guys. Thank you. Take care. Thank you for listening. Thank you for support. And I love you guys very much. I got a few more letters to read, and we'll go over those again soon. And maybe we'll do another show later on actually covering some real content. But this was, I believe, the appropriate thing to do at the moment. Love you guys. Take care. God bless.